Hi everyone, it's Andrew from Hobbies Australia. Today we'd have a quick look at some kits from Takom from a recent shipment that we took delivery of here at Hobbies Australia. So Takom's a brand that's been around for a while now. Quality is great, subject matter is fantastic, pricing is very, very keen, and modelers really do like the brand. The styling of the box art, very reminiscent also of the Andy's Hobby Headquarter range of kits, because Takom does produce that brand as well, and labels at Andy's Hobby Headquarters in the larger 1/16 scale. So Takom make a range of scales. They do 1/144 with their electroplane that they did a couple of years ago. They do 1/72, things like the M60 twin pack, some of their naval guns, which I really want to have a look at today and focus on, and of course their 1/35 range, which they're very, very well known for. Apart from Takom, they also do Takom Blitz, and Takom Blitz is a range of kits within the brand that has additional parts and accessories in there, sort of an upscaled model kit, similar to what we see with what the likes of Edward have done over a number of years. So really, really good kits, very, very keenly sought after, great diverse range, and a good quality kit. What I really wanted to have a look at today was the HMS Hood gun turret. Now, Takom started releasing the gun turrets a while ago. They did a series of, I think the first one was the Russian modern naval gun. They did a Sea Dart missile used by the Royal Navy. They've listed and released various Japanese gun turrets for the Yamato and also the Anchor for the Yamato. They released some United States Navy subjects. They released some German Kriegsmarine subjects, but now we see with this one the first British subject, and that is HMS Hood, the famous battle cruiser that was lost early in World War II, and this is something that I personally have been really, really keenly waiting for. So let's crack open this box and let's see what's happening. So bang, sturdy top opening box. We open it up. There's not a huge number of parts in here. I think there's 9, maybe 10 sprues, but the quality of the moulding is, as we've come to expect from Takom, very, very nice. So we'll just open this up so we can get to the bottom of the box. As we can see, it's all clean, it's crisp, it's really nicely done, as you would expect. And let's have a look starting at the instructions. So we can see here from HMS Hood Mark 1 15-inch style 42 gun turret B. From the warship. Open it up, I guess we've got the part layout there that we can see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sprues. So it's not a huge part count, and it's a fairly straightforward build. As we can see here, fitting out the base. The actual turret itself starts here. Range finders, very nicely done. Straightforward build, therefore I think a very enjoyable build. This here was an anti-aircraft system that was mounted on the top of the hood pre-World War II, early World War II, when the ship was sunk. I believe these were no longer fitted to the turrets. They were removed during a refit. But it's a nice straightforward build over 12 steps, and then of course we have the colour diagrams, paint callouts, etc. Very, very nice. So this was pre-World War II, the red, the white and the blue stripes representing a British warship over the top of the turret. When the Hood was exercising around the Mediterranean during the time of the Spanish Civil War, both British and French fleets had these types of markings so that there were no accidental attacks on the warships. So, you know, that's really nice in that it's something totally different. And then, of course, we have images of other kits that are available from Takom. As per normal, Ryan will get some nice close-up images of the actual parts, but we can see here the turret base. We can see the rendering there of the timber deck. You know, very clean, very crisp. You know, trim that out. That's pretty much it. You know, look at that. They really do such a great job with their moulding. It's so nice. So obviously the body of the gun turret, we can see there all the rivet detail on it. And it's got a slightly textured finish. It really is nicely done. I can't say enough positive things about the Takom range of kits. I don't really think I've seen a bad one yet. I guess maybe in some instances the subject matter might be a little bit questionable, but I guess it depends on your own preference of models, but really nicely done. I think it's really good to see also the fact that this is a British subject, because that then hopefully opens the door for additional British subjects. We see lots of Japanese models out there, or representations of Japanese equipment. We see American stuff everywhere, of course. We've seen, you know, the turret in this range for the Bismarck, and it would be nice to see a couple of other British subjects other than the Hood. Things like the King George V series, the Prince of Wales, you know, Rodney or Nelson with the big 3-barrel turrets would be really nice. Building this model of the Hood turret and placing it alongside the turret from the Bismarck, this is going to make a very, very impressive display. Gun turret sides, you know, look at that, just the moulding is crisp, it's clean. You would expect that, obviously new moulds, there shouldn't be any flash. It's just really nice to see this. We waited a long time to get this model, and I'm very, very happy that we've now got it in the warehouse. So Sprue V has the gun barrels on there. It's a 2-piece assembly, so you'll put those together. You'll need to be mindful of the seam. Some careful sanding, some filling, a little bit more sanding will make that look very, very nice. It's obviously a very, very prominent feature on the model, so you want to make sure that you get those right. Various parts there for the range finding, turret, fence, etc, etc. Look, it's just a really nice model. As I said, there's not a heap of parts in here. It's a fairly straightforward build. I think it would be a really good weekend project, especially currently when we're coming into the colder weather. This would be something that would be a very enjoyable build. I really do like the way Takom do the blast bags for the gun barrels. We've got 2 different types here, so we can have the gun at the vertical, or we can have the gun barrels raised, or a combination of both, whatever the modeler wants to do. We see here parts for the anti-aircraft rocket battery that was fitted on the top of the turret. I think that's really nice. It's different. You don't see a lot of representation of that in models. So by all means, check your reference sources, and this is going to look very, very nice. A little bit different, you know, that red, white and blue stripe on the top of the turret itself. I just think it lends itself to being a very, very prominent part of anybody's model display. So Sprue B, Sprue C, additional parts to finish off your gun turret. We can see here parts of the anti-aircraft system again. We've got the actual tub for that system that's mounted on top of the turret. Look, it's really nicely done. And the other thing is that because this model has been done in 1/72nd scale, an opportunity exists, and if you think back to what we were speaking about in a previous video about 3D printing, being able to source figures in 1/72nd of Royal Navy sailors, whether they be at work, at rest, and then putting them on this model, is certainly something that is going to be obtained by a little bit of probably research online to track somebody down who's offering those. Or if you're fortunate enough to have the skill set and to have the equipment, you can probably either print or cast suitable figures that would really, really lift the overall presentation, not only of this gun turret, but of others within the series. I know of a couple of models that are out there, things like the Airfix LCM3 that has a couple of Royal Navy figures. You know, there's the Vosper patrol boat from Tamiya. There's also the RAF rescue launch from Airfix, all in 1/72nd scale, that have figures, representations of Royal Navy sailors in various poses that you could possibly use, whether or not you've got those kits and can cannibalise it, or you can use those as prototypes for moulding, whatever the case may be. Or of course, as I said, jump online, do some research, see who's got them available for sale, and go from there. As Ryan just correctly pointed out, this is a model that we haven't seen any photo etch included, so it's a very, very straightforward build. The detail that's provided in the injection moulding is probably of a high enough standard that you really don't need the extra bits and pieces of photo etch that we would normally associate with so many models that are coming out. People crave the detail, the attention to detail in a kit, but the guys at Takom have been able to achieve that using the injection mould plastic, and I think kudos to them, well done. It's a great kit, it's going to build up very, very nicely, and it's certainly one that I want to have a crack at in the immediate future. I just want to close and pointing out the M29 Weasel. This is just a magnificent little kit, and we talk about the variation that's available now to the modeler. Something like this is just superb, and look, if we have a look here in our little drop-down image, and we'll get this out and we'll get a couple on there, but that is the central part of the tub or the hull for the M29 Weasel, which was an amphibious tracked vehicle used by the American forces late in the Second World War and then was used in Korea, etc., etc. But if we look at the detail on this, I mean, it's almost the size and scale that you would expect. Oh yeah, that's a 172nd piece. It's actually not. It's from a 135th model. And the way in which they've done this and broken it down to get the level of detail on the parts is just absolutely amazing. We talk about how far the hobby has come in a relatively short period of time, and this is just a classic example of what manufacturers are able to produce now straight out of the box. So that's some of the kits that were incorporated in our last Takom shipment. Please hit that like button down below, hit the subscribe, let us know what we're doing right, what can we do to improve these. You know, are there brands you'd like us to see? Would you like more focus on kits? Would you like me to talk less? We don't mind. We're happy to listen to what your suggestions might be. So look, until next time we get the opportunity to catch up, I'm Andrew from Hobbies Australia, and with this cold weather about to hit, as I always say, let's get out there and let's build more kits. Cheers.